Real life. Real stories. Let's see what's trending in Indianapolis. This is Paul Poteet on The Edge.
Well, looky there. We've got it.
Oh, I think he's muted there.
Oh, we got to mute. We are control.
I've got your Hoosier work ethic right here.
There we go. Wow.
This is the 200th thing I've done today, but this will be the best thing that I've done today.
Absolutely. Now, you got to save the best for 3 p.m. on Wednesdays, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is a brand new thing for regular Edge viewers, such as, Mike just now. But don't I have more seniority than Mike? I mean, I've been on a show with you before.
Literally, somebody, can we mute him again? Well, so Paul, it's great to be able to have you on the show. And can you tell our listeners a little bit about some of the conversations we've had and why you're literally over my shoulder right now?
Because I'm watching you the way that you watch your kids when they use the internet. Apparently, after listening to the last 10 minutes, I'm glad I don't live with any of you people.
It's kind of creepy, man. And in fact, I have you chipped now. You've been in my office twice.
Well, let me look at my hand. That has to do with one of the stories we're going to talk about in a moment. We got together a few weeks ago. I mean, this show that you're doing now, this internet show, this video show, whatever you want to call it. These days, I always tell people I don't think in terms of TV and radio anymore. I haven't for several years now. It's microphones or cameras, and it doesn't really matter. You were talking a few moments ago, I think, about all the different, I think it was access points, or the more access points, the better. And that's the way I've been kind of running my career since about 2009. And we've connected before, and me telling you that story on a show. And we just thought we had a mutual interest in me being a part of a show that talks about things indie and is reflective of the people in Indianapolis, and that I would pop in from good old Studio B and share some wacky stories that people in Indy, have responded to online with me. And also, of course, bring you the forecast.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a foregone conclusion. We had to have the forecast, but you're absolutely right. When we thought weird and wacky, we went to Paul Poteet.
That's right. Wacky / weather. Know your brand.
I'm channeling some Johnny Carson right now. I don't know what the heck.
Well, a little weird, a little wild. Oh, I did. So yeah, we'll talk about a couple of stories that I've shared online lately that I've gotten a lot of response, and just a lighthearted moment or two.
Fantastic. Well, while we jump into some of those stories, you got a couple of weird ones real quick. So take it away, man.
It's so funny that you were you guys were talking about all of this, technology and what you could do with employees, because there's a tech company in Wisconsin that is offering now to microchip their employees. Are you doing that with people at the Edge Studios yet?
We won't talk.
I woke up and I had a scratch on the back of my neck.
It's just an alien abduction. Don't worry about it.
50 people. Well, they say it's voluntary now, but 50 employees have already signed up. They can make in-house purchases. Open no more. Will you have to worry about that last quarter for the cheese and cracker thing out of the vending machine? They can make purchases, open doors, and unlock office equipment. They'll put a little RFID. What is it? RFID?
Yeah.
Thing between your just that size that you see right there on the screen, between your thumb and your forefinger. I don't know. To me, it's totally creepy, and maybe it's some of the places that I've worked at in the past, but I wouldn't do it in a million years, at least knowingly. Yeah, you can that way. I guess you wouldn't have to. If somebody leaves on bad terms, you wouldn't change the combination or change the locks. You just disengage them like a USB peripheral.
Wow.
We have safely removed you from our devices.
Now, we haven't had this issue here, but I've had other office settings where people steal other people's lunches out of the refrigerator. So I'm wondering if this is another way you can combat that, and you can.
So you have a sensor on the fridge, and you have a sensor on the employee. Connect the dots, literally.
That's right.
Joe, we've noticed that there was an incident in the bathroom. That had to be a good 23 minutes, according to our sensors. And I hate to bring it up around review time, but really, not as productive as we'd like you to be.
Oh, my Lord.
They say it doesn't have GPS in it or anything like that. But again,
they say that.
That's for now.
That's the future. That's the upgrade.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So that's one side of tech.
Oh,
here's just an interesting story in the news. You talk about businesses and what motivates people to do a good job.
Mhm.
I guess even in personal life, sometimes to motivate you to do something real healthy, you just have to toss somebody money, because this is the story about a gambler. He'd been on a really hot streak. He'd made like $100,000, but unfortunately, then all of a sudden it suddenly stopped. And then he started eating He all of a sudden he puts on like 50, 60 pounds, and he's up close to, somewhere into the 200s. So
Okay.
not only is he down, he's down on his luck losing money, but he's also put on all this weight. Well, he gets together with some other guys who like to wager, I guess, and they offered like $1 million. They pooled some other, money from other, I don't know what you would call them, investors or people that would guarantee the money.
Yeah.
If he would get his body fat down below a certain percentage over a certain period of time, he would get out of the deal about $500,000.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he took the bet, and the bet was to get down to less than 10% in 6 months. Eventually, they had $1 million in wagers. Look at that before and after picture. Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
So
my gosh.
He started dieting and exercising. He realized he couldn't do it alone, so he reached out, found a personal trainer. 3 months into it, he's down to 13.5% body fat. He said, all I did was eat, train, and rest. That's all I did.
Yep.
And
I
you
would
know
too
what?
if I had $500,000 on the line. Sorry, Aaron.
He came in there. It puts, this is his job. I guess it puts, in a way, it's
Yeah.
putting food on the table. It's
Yeah.
putting food on the table he won't eat.
Yeah, I remember the story. It was probably a couple years ago. There was this guy who was putting that, what people say you practice for, was it like 10,000 hours and you become a master at something. And
Right.
So this guy was practicing golf. And so that was just his full-time job. He was wanting to see if he could make a PGA tournament. So he's just practicing, and had this whole website and this blog about logging his hours. So he was like, whatever I saw it, he was like hour 2,250, and he was logging what his score was, how he improved from hour 0 to that time. So,
But this
all
is
the
even
same thing.
this
But
is
this is
even
a short, condensed.
But this is even more messed up, because on the other side of this, yeah, positively everybody's betting on him being able to succeed, but there is a bookie that's going to happen down the road here betting that he won't, and they'll probably get more money. All of a sudden, you're betting on somebody's psyche and willpower.
Yeah.
And health.
health,
You're betting
yeah.
against somebody's
And then the bookie's showing up with a big eclair going, no, you really want this? This could be the downfall of society, man.
Well, he did it. I mean, he got it done to 8.8%.
Wow.
He dropped 70 pounds. So if you do the math, $7,000 for every pound he lost.
That's better than like the best filet, man.
Well, it says he celebrated by going out to eat for pizza. Okay, I got the cash.
I got the
Okay,
cash.
great.
I got this one. Pie's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
me. Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what really motivates people, I guess, in the end is money.
That's
and
right.
one final story, that's sort of weather related. There was a heat incident on the roadways of, well, I guess this is traffic and weather together, because Washington state troopers had to respond to a semi truck on the interstate that started to lose its load of bread dough. And the heat then, look at that, caused the yeast to rise
my
on the
Lord.
road.
And
And then all of a sudden, they found a gambler who was driving up to the scene. And
I got a guy. This is loaded up of it. Literally, it's cooking on the side of the road. Wow.
so there you go, a little traffic and weather together to finish things up.
How many puns could we come up with this?
Oh my gosh! They in the Twitter thread from that, it was right away, doe, a deer, a female deer.
Oh my gosh! Look at the memes. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
You need to be an early riser to keep up on this. Yeah.
Dough or dough not. There is no rye. Oh.
It's tailor made for
Yeah,
Twitter.
it absolutely is. All right. Well, those are some great stories, Paul. What you got in the perspective of weather for this week?
Yes, the 7-day forecast is kind of nasty for tomorrow. Thursday's weather will be wet, and the one thing we do not need around here and more rainfall. Looks like about an inch of rain during the day on Thursday. 87 today. Today it's getting more humid again, and tomorrow it's going to be muggy and rainy. may be done by Thursday night and Friday. We might have a stray shower or two on Friday, but look at that awesome weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, sunshine, upper 70s, lower 80s. The humidity will go back down again Friday night going into the weekend. And at least we've got another dry stretch of day starting on Saturday. But tomorrow looks a little wet. Stay inside, have some comfort food.
Just don't pick the bread off the highway.
I am so hungry I could eat remains from a semi truck. You never want to be that guy.
Well, Paul, it's enjoyable, man. Thanks so much, and we're certainly going to look forward to our, this kind of engagement going on in the future. Love to have you over my shoulder. It's fantastic. And
goodbye, everyone.
All right, man. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much, Paul.